What's up, insiders? Welcome back to another episode of The Inside Perspective, where we intentionally learn, experience, and grow. I'm going to speed my treadmill up a little bit. Yes, I am in the middle of working out because this is something that couldn't wait, quite frankly. Something that's been eating at me, I could say, even before I had started my podcast, but certainly as of recent. And so, as y'all know, I do talk mostly about healing and finding different ways to support yourself and finding the different ways to make you feel better and feel like you're staying on track. I mean, shit is the reason why I became a life coach. I wanted to help people get on that journey and stay on that journey. But it's so difficult to try to sit here and tell you that you need a different routine and a positive attitude whenever we have a government that's just trying to kill us. I mean, it's simply put. Right now we have to vote between a cadaver and a rapist. And so today I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that you need to go meditate or go stretch. You still do. I'm not telling you that you don't need to. But really what I'm here to tell you to do is to get fucking loud. Michelle Obama would say, when they go low, we go high, right? And it sounds nice, right? But we can't go high when they're trying to take away our rights. We can't go high when they're trying to poison our water. We can't go high whenever they're more worried about getting oil or metal for our phones, Congo, when they're literally murdering Palestinian people. Like, we can't go high. And I think Amanda Seales said it best. It's time to get loud. And so what getting loud means, of course, is voting. And I'm going to take a second to talk about voting too, because I feel like a lot of people in my generation, like I'm 25, and so I feel like a lot of people that are either five up or 5 down have this mentality that voting's not going to do anything. And I think what we fail to understand is that voting takes time. Who you're voting for this year, their actions may not even be put into place until next year. So while, yes, we are frustrated with how things are, and then I think we only focus on one election, the presidency. That's not the only elections. And I'm not versed in every single thing that goes on when it comes to politics. I'm truly not. I don't know a lot. Quite frankly, I don't know enough. And I want to know more because, have y'all seen Project 25? Project 2025? It's basically setting it up to where only the top 1% can continue to grow. If you're poor, black, of color, gay, you won't be able to live your life freely. I'll never understand how this is a country as to what we're supposed to. I am in the gym, so I can't be mad. But how this can be a country that is based on, freedom of speech, freedom of practice religion, freedom of all this shit, yet they're creating laws and all types of other shit that are based off of one religion and forcing everybody to follow that by law. We see what happened with the abortion ban. You know that there's some people who need abortions in order to stay alive? The pregnancy won't even be viable. And so then let's draw back to voting, right? And so the people that we vote into power vote other people into power. Not only can we vote for the presidency, but we can also vote for the motherfuckers that are responsible for fixing the potholes in our streets. We can go to our school board meetings to ask, well, what's going on with our taxes? What are you doing? Provide your input. See, a lot of us, I feel as though that we really discredit the weight that our voices have and the weight of us showing up does. Why do you think that they do so much in voter suppression? Why do you think motherfuckers was so mad at Stacey Abrams for getting, I don't even know, like over 100-something thousand people even registered to vote? Because they weren't even registered. And don't even get me started on the fact that one of the candidates were literally about to go to jail. Like, and so the anger that continues to fester in my body, I can't sit here and try to tell myself like, oh, I need a different routine, or oh, I need to focus on something else, or oh, I need to stay positive about all this, and maybe Biden will be able to get back in office. It's just not logical. We have to vote, y'all. I'm so serious. We have to vote because this shit is not changing. Whether rapist gets in the office or not, there's still so many of them in power in other places that they're gonna keep pushing. They're gonna keep pushing the envelope. And I think that's what has me so fucking disgusted when it comes to the Democratic Party, because it's like, y'all ain't see this? How I see this? As a literally unknowledgeable, like I can say I'm ignorant when it comes to the level of politics and how shit plays together. I can say that. And I also am about to go pick up a book and talk to my other guys and my other people that know more about it than me. Maybe should have had them on the show next. When we put our power into the vote, we can start helping ourselves, helping our future. Like, the Chevron Act just got reversed. And for those of you that don't know what that means, it's basically the things that keep us safe, that keeps our water clean, that keeps our air clean. PA has literally had a recall on literally said, don't drink the tap water. Don't even try to, don't even cook with it. I know most of us, didn't drink tap water, but we cook with it. Don't do that. There's microplastics everywhere. Oh yeah, you wanted bottled water? Oh yeah, recall on that too. So whenever we sit here and we talk all this shit and we talk about how, like, I just see us having so much more attention on shit like Krishan and Blue Phones called him Babyface, not Babyface. Okay, I seen Babyface at Roots. He did his thing. When we focus our minds on toxicity, even like right now, Sexy Red's whole tour, talk about Sexy Red for president. Is she talking about anything presidential? She talk about any of the things that we're facing? She's a black woman in America. She ain't not talking about none of that. But I can't say for certain for 100%, but I'm pretty sure I seen her taking pictures with Trump. So it's like, it really frustrates me when I see people using something as delicate, quite frankly, as the presidency, somebody who's going to run our country, somebody who's in charge of approving or disapproving our livelihoods, and using it as a mockery, as a joke. I'd be so turned, quite frankly, to go to a Sexy Red concert if part of going to it was making sure that you're registered to vote. I ain't got nothing against Sexy Red either. Like, I'm not saying that. Okay? Quite frankly, I've heard her music at every single event that I've been at this entire summer. I got Broccoli Fest later this month, and I'm sure I'll hear her then too. But I heard her at the Chris Brown concert. Okay? I heard her at Roots Picnic. I hear her on the radio every other day. Right? So it's clear that she's this symbol. And now it's Sexy Red for president. What are you doing with that, though? She clearly has a large platform. Is there any issues that you want to bring up? Anything that you have faced specifically, Sexy, that you would want to be like, hey, yeah, this is my tour shit, but this is the reason why? Or maybe I'm ignorant, and I don't know, maybe Sexy got something planned like that. But at the end of the day, what I'm getting to is that we are so quick to look at the toxic shit on the internet, or somebody falling and busting their ass on the internet, but somebody coming on here trying to tell y'all about some fuck shit that's about to happen, and that the one thing that you can go and do, is vote and use your power to vote. Me and my ex literally, well, I don't even want to call him my ex because he's more of my dog now. Like, we dated in high school, but besides the point. Me and him got into a debate about it because he's talking all this cash shit about what he don't like that Biden's doing, and he don't like this and he don't like that. And I'm like, I hear you, and I agree with some of your points as well. But then he started talking about how Trump would be better. So I'm like, okay, let me keep listening, right? Because I'm never going to be like, oh, no. I want to hear your point. I want to hear where you're coming from. So then he starts telling me, and so then I go, so you voted for Trump? He goes, I ain't voted at all. So you're talking all this cash shit, but you're not even using your power. And then you want to blame it on, I was never taught how to do that. I don't know what that means. I'm sure half of us didn't learn. Nobody taught us how to use TikTok. Nobody taught us a lot of shit that we just go and decide to learn on our own. Who taught you how to roll a blunt? You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things in this world, and where I understand that you may need a mentor or an advisee or when trying something new. But when there are so many resources on the internet about getting registered to vote, I get shit in the mail all the time. When the primaries are coming, some other shit, the presidency, some other shit, the mayor, the this, the that. We receive information about this all the time. And then if you don't know how to get that information, DM me. You got my number, text me, call me. Because it's getting to the point now that this shit is so serious that if we don't begin to take action, we're literally about to lose our rights and a lot of our health. I mean, I'm talking clean air, clean water. Look at Flint, Michigan. We got all this money to send for wars, for all types of shit. But there's literally places in the U.S. that are suffering, struggling. What's the point? And so I think that's why a lot of us get frustrated and decide not to vote. Because it's just like, well, what's the point? They don't care about us. And that's the case. They don't. It's because we don't have the right people in office. Quite frankly, I'm irritated that we even have to vote for a side anyway. Democrat, Republic, third party, independent. Why do we have to do that? Why does it have to be two people going against each other that have different views for the same country, but they're so drastically different that you would think that they're for two different spaces, two different places? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why isn't it that we have a person that's going back and forth because they're trying to like literally out-better each other for bettering our lives as Americans? But no, it don't happen. That really don't happen. I remember even being young and asking my mom, like, why is it the elephant work versus the donkey? I don't get it. And she was like, well, they're not really going against each other because they still want to be like, the way she explained it to me, it made sense for me being a child. But me now being a working adult and seeing the impacts of certain shit, seeing where my tax dollars are going, how they're being spent, and also how I have a president that like, or had a president, may potentially have a president that, and I hate even having to put myself in these boxes, but fortunately that's what America does. But being a gay black woman, you probably want me in the field having babies. You ain't worried about me having proper health care, or that the maternal, that black women are more likely to die in childbirth. They're not doing anything to make sure that doesn't happen. If anything, what they're doing right now is removing our ability to track those numbers and to track those details so that we can't even tell if there is what's the word I'm looking for? Not only discrepancy, but disparity. There it is. We won't even be able to identify if there's a problem wrong because they're revoking the ability to set things up by race, by experience, by socioeconomic status. Because you see where it's going now at this point. Either you're rich and you can help somebody make richer, or you're poor and we want to pay you less and work you harder so that we can become richer. That's the plan. That's the goal. And I'm also very sick of people wanting to have the debate of trying to decide if something's racist or not. This country was built. The very needle and thread of this country was built on racism. On homophobia, Islamophobia, transphobia, all of it. And so any books that might have been had by other countries, other areas, that talked about the differences of how you can conduct yourself in life. And I feel like that's the very reason why they don't like transgender people or people that walk outside of the binary. Because it's like, we have to set up some form of divide, right? We can't just say it's like, oh, we're doing rich versus poor because we don't like you. There's too many poor people. They realize that they would genuinely have enough people. But if we could split it between man and woman, oh yeah, well, let's sprinkle in race on top of that. Let's do all those things, right? Let's make it more and more difficult and divisive amongst themselves so that we can keep making sure that we're gaining power. Who cares how we fuck up the earth? Who cares how we fuck up the nation? Let's just keep going to war, murdering people, killing people, because we see where all of our money goes. We have school teachers buying their own supplies. Let's be for real, right? Let's be for real. The goal is to divide us as much as possible so that we won't be able to lean on each other for support. Ultimately, and unfortunately, the only way that we can get our power back right now is by voting. Because with Project 2025, they want to make it, well, dismantling the Department of Education. Like, like, you can't tell me that you can't see the bigger picture of what they're trying to do here. They're trying to erase histories right in front of us. They've been doing it for years. I mean, we see what Nazis did with burning books. Right now, they're trying to do it right in front of our face. And so with them creating this divide, these divides, not only by race, gender, sexuality, socioeconomic status, they want this to happen, and we're already slipped up and said it, black jobs. There's going to be things that they're like, okay, yeah, no, you can do this, but you can't do that. Black doctors, no, y'all don't need health. We see it now. Less than, I think, 6% of doctors in the world are black. Less than 2% of them are black men. What's the number one cause of death in America? Cardiovascular disease. Who dies of it the most? Black men. So imagine if we would actually have the people in the rooms to help the individuals that look like us, that allow us to feel comfortable in divulging in what we're going through and what we're seeking. My own study that I did in my senior thesis just talked about the connection between low birth weight children that enslaved black women had and how more often than not they had cardiovascular disease. That was one connection that I made from enslavement to today. There are millions. But the medical mistrust makes it damn near impossible for us to go and feel comfortable seeking help, seeking support, because we can't trust the doctor, because they don't look like us, they don't understand us. And then all skin folk ain't kinfolk, because Clarence Thomas talking all this shit about even, like, okay, did the abortion ban, right? But then talked about Loving versus Virginia as if he's not married. As if he's not even married to a person that does not look like him. Like, this is the stupidity that I'm talking about, but the thing is, they're in charge. They're in charge, y'all. And so now it's getting to the point to where we gotta get loud. And we gotta vote. And we gotta use our voice now. Because once some of this shit starts getting passed and put into office, like, they're even literally trying to say people coming together to protest will be illegal. And they will launch the fucking National Guard at your ass. Huh? How are we to disagree? Because now they're just going to kill you. Back in the day, they had to hide it. And there were certain advancements that they would give us. Like, okay, here nigga damn. That's what Amanda Seals calls it. The here nigga damn. Like, you got a black president. Can y'all shut up now? And as frustrated and pissed off as it makes me that we're more so willing to give attention to the bullshit, the fuck shit of life, shit like Baddies. And look, because I love some reality TV, don't get me wrong. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Basketball Wives, all that's my zhuzh, right? But I also know when to cut the fucking tape and go pick up a fucking book. But we can't keep sitting here as a people being upset and being disappointed and just flustered with things because we refuse to pay attention to the things most, like going to your office, going to your mayor's office and asking questions, seeking information. What are you doing for my time? I feel like I want to put together a workbook of how to just like hold a motherfucker accountable. Because don't nobody be held accountable these days. Niggas be mad when they're held accountable, not even just at the political realm, but even in our day-to-day lives. People hate being held accountable because it makes them look at themselves and the decisions that they're making and the people that they're impacting, even if it's themselves. Don't nobody want to hear that. But at this point, y'all, this next presidency is damn near life or death for us. And not just for black people, not just for people of color, but for everybody. Like when they think about people coming after diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, that isn't just for black people. Like they were trying to call the mayor in Maryland, Baltimore, whenever the bridge fell, they called him Mayor DEI, as if he didn't earn it. That diversity, equity, and inclusion didn't earn it. They don't understand that whenever you challenge something, for an example, heard this the other day from a person, and we can go back and fact check all this, right? When women decided to challenge the height requirement to be a police officer, 10% of white men were now eligible to apply. Because women said something that they didn't agree with. Another example. When transgender people were transgendering, when transgender people were transitioning, I read an article, and when I find it, I'll link it to this. I know I still have it bookmarked, but they found out that individuals that were transitioning, as their hormones were fluctuating and changing, and then they would, help them and aid them through that process. They also found that some of those same remedies can help women going through menopause. When you include everyone in the conversation, when you talk about everything within the conversation, you open the doors for so many more connections and understandings and ability to help people live their favorite life that's not harming someone else. But these billionaires, Trump, I don't even want to remember the rest of them other motherfuckers. Them living their best life is at the harm of us. It's at the demise of us. And if we don't start taking these motherfuckers seriously for what their claims are and what they plan to do, conservative right-wing fucks, if we don't start taking them seriously and then also holding the people that are supposed to be helping us accountable, this world's going to shit. I wouldn't be surprised if they started making it mandatory that anybody that has a womb has to have a baby. Like, that's how scary it's getting. Handmaid's Tale scary. Okay? So if there's one thing that you take from today's conversation, figure out how to register yourself to vote. Be early to vote. Mail in your vote if you can. And ask questions, y'all. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like I just said, I don't have the answers to everything, but I know for damn sure one thing is we gotta get out there and vote to make sure that crazy orange motherfucker doesn't get in office. Because it's getting that serious. Okay? It's getting that serious, y'all. But I need to get into my workout now. Thank y'all for joining me for my warm-up. Good 30 minutes. Now I'm about to go get this working. Okay? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I want you to take care of yourself still. Okay? I know I said in the beginning of this, but it wasn't going to be no drinks of water and meditate and stretch. But it's because my chest was feeling tight. I was a little bothered. But now that I done got this out of my system, I communicated to y'all, please, still take care of yourself. Vent, talk to whoever you need to, journal about it. Feel free to hit me in my DMs. All love, all peace, and everything to the Most High. Until next time, I'll see you on the next episode of The Inside Perspective.